Hey guys, it's Kingdom Orange 2 here, and welcome back to my channel. So finally, it's time to rank the Fairy of Music spells. And like always, I will be dividing Musa spells into 3 categories, and I will admit some that don't fit my criteria. Also, I forgot to say in the last video, but if you're confused on how this works, feel free to refer to the introduction in my Bloom video. I go more in depth there. Alright, so with that all out of the way, let's get to the rankings. Attacks. Number 30 is Sonic Combo Blast. It took me forever to figure out what this spell was even used for, and then when I realized it was used to make these flowers into speakers, I was even more disappointed with it. Number 29 is Sound Barrier. This spell name is so amazing that it's really a shame the spell itself looks so pathetically boring. I mean, it's just a ball of purple light. Number 28 is Power Chord. I like the name of this spell and the way Stormy is attacked with it, but we hardly even see Power Chord, so I had to rank it low. Number 27 is Sonic Vibe. This is going to be the first of many of Musa's boring spells where she just blasts sound waves at her enemies. Sonic Vibe is the worst because she only uses it once, and again, you can hardly even see it. Number 26 is Disco Ball. Disco Ball as a spell name has a lot of potential, but like, where is the actual disco ball? This attack is just a bunch of pathetic looking sound waves. Number 25 is Bass Boost. I like how Musa pounds the floor to launch Bass Boost, but the waves it emits are hardly visible. Number 24 is Enchantix Amplifier. Amplifier is a cool word, but Enchantix Amplifier is uninteresting. I only gave this spell a higher ranking because the sound waves it emits are green, so at least it's somewhat different. Number 23 is Reverse Course. I absolutely hate the name, but the sound waves Musa creates with this spell finally look decent and visible enough. Number 22 is Ultrasound Power. This spell looks practically the same as Reverse Course, but I ranked it a bit higher because the name is way better. Number 21 is Soundwave Attack. The name is a bit on the nose, but at least it's the best looking of these Soundwave attacks. I also gave it some points because Musa dramatically spins when she uses it against the prisoners in the Omega Dimension, and I love a good spin. Number 20 is Counterpoint of Melody. After googling what a counterpoint is, if they wanted to do a counterpoint spell, they should have used musical notes in the spell's designs. However, we're finally getting away from these boring wave attacks. Number 19 is Sonic Percussion. I think the name is kind of nice, and I like the butterfly effect of the spell's design, but other than that, it's still really boring. Number 18 is Deafening Chord. It would have been nice to see some musical notes in the spell's design, but I do like the funnel look of the spell as well as the name itself. I don't know why though, with a name like Deafening Chord, it doesn't affect the opponent's eardrums. Number 17 is Sonic Bomb. So this spell looks different in the 2 episodes it appears in, but I really like the way Sonic Bomb appears when Musa throws it at Griselda. Something about the name of the spell and the way Musa hurls it makes it feel like it could potentially be a powerful attack. Number 16 is Magic Bass Boom. This is gonna sound pretty stupid. I think this spell is low-key kind of pathetic, but I really like the way Musa says the name Magic Bass Boom and how she points her fingers before she blasts it at the elemental Riven monster. It seems to be a pretty weak attack though, so Musa should probably stop using it. Number 15 is Stereo Crash. The name itself is a perfect 10 out of 10. I just wish there was an actual stereo or speaker used in the spell's design. However, I really love how when Musa strikes the opponent with this spell, it creates this semi-musical explosion. Number 14 is Max Volume. I think I might have ranked this spell a bit high, especially since it's another Soundwave attack. Still though, I really love the name Max Volume and the look that Wild Animal makes when Musa hits him with it. Number 13 is Harmonic Attack. My favorite part of Harmonic Attack is just how beautiful the stream of light is with the mixture of blue and red. What's really annoying though is that the writers often confuse this spell with Stereo Crash in the dialogue and appearance. Number 12 is Infinite Echo. You just can't hate on Infinite Echo. The name is absolutely gorgeous, and I like how sometimes Musa will shoot it out of her fists. They could have used the echo a bit more for the spell's design, but I almost don't really care. Number 11 is Music Kick. You guys already know by now how much I love my Cyrenix Kick and Punch spells, and obviously Musa's doesn't disappoint. Number 10 is Sonic Shake. I like the way Musa hits the ground to launch this spell. It's very melodramatic. Sonic Shake's choreography is also a lot more interesting than just another stream of energy or sound waves. Number 9 is is Wall of Sound. It should be considered a crime that Wall of Sound only makes one appearance. I love how the spell sort of spreads out around the enemy to attack them. However, it doesn't look like it would work that well underwater, so maybe that's why we only see it in one episode of season 5. Number 8 is Power of Sound. This is another one of Musa's spells that is only used once and we hardly see. But in all honesty, I ranked it really high because I love the weird shrieking noise it makes when Musa launches it, and how she doesn't throw this spell, but it comes out of her, if that makes sense. Number 7 is Sound Cage. This is one of those cool moments in the show where we get to see the Winx use their spells against each other, and Sound Cage doesn't disappoint. I adore the idea of trapping your opponent inside of a sphere that they can't escape from. I guess my only complaint would be that this spell doesn't appear to be that effective, as Musa really seems to struggle with maintaining it. Number 6 is Reverberating Notes. For all intents and purposes, I wouldn't say that Reverberating Notes is that great of a spell. However, we finally get to see Musa launch musical notes at her opponents, and I just wonder why it took Rainbow so long to do this. I mean, she is the fairy of music. Number 5 is Sonic Mega Blast. I love the idea of Musa creating these large speakers that just blast super strong sound waves at the enemy to harm them. The problem I have with this spell, though, is that the sequence of Musa using it takes up way too much screen time. Number 4 is Sonic Blast. This spell is obviously very similar to Sonic Mega Blast, but it's way better because not only are the speakers it creates much bigger, but the length of the spell doesn't last an obnoxiously long time. Number 3 is Percussive Hit. So I will admit that Percussive Hit isn't that interesting to look at. However, I have always loved not only the sound the spell makes before Musa hits her opponent with it, but also the way Musa crosses her arms. It reminds me of like slamming a drum. Number 2 is Crystal Voice. It's so awesome to see Musa finally use her voice for an attack, and I love how Elisa Rosselli sounds here. Also, the way Musa rises up when she uses Crystal Voice makes me feel like I'm being lifted up into heaven by God himself. Number 1 is Diapason. Being the fairy of music, I find it a bit ridiculous that this is the only spell where Musa plays an instrument, but thank God someone finally thought of this. I love Diapason. The best sequence is when Musa summons it above her head and then plays it to strike the mutants. It's one of my favorites of the show. Still curious though as to what this instrument actually sounds like in real life. Defense. Number 7 is Sonic Shield. This comes in last place because as much as I think this shield would have looked really cool, we hardly see it at all in the movie, and I guess this spell didn't actually work. Number 6 is Magical Resonance. I absolutely hate the name of this defense spell, and the shield itself is really boring looking, but at least Musa can use it to shield herself or others. Number 5 is Sonic Mirror. I love the name Sonic Mirror, but compared to the rest of the Winx's Sirenic shields, this one is definitely the worst. Number 4 is Magical Echo. The name is alright, but it just looks way too much like a Morphic shield. Number 3 is Musical Aura. This shield is very beautiful, and it's really a shame we only get to see it used one time in the show. Number 2 is Disco Shell. Honestly, Disco Shell should probably not be in second place because it's essentially the same thing as Magical Echo. However, I really like the name Disco Shell, and watching Musa bounce around in a bubble when Gantlos attacks her. Number 1 is Sonic Screen. This shield is absolutely stunning. I love how it circles around before it appears when Musa summons it. The whole sequence is very mesmerizing to the eyes. I've always wished this spell was named Sonic Scream though, because it sounds way more intense. Special. Number 8 is Melody of Fairies. While I can't say that I find this spell to be ugly looking, the sequence of Musa using it lasts way too long, and I don't find Melody of Fairies to be that interesting in ability or use. Number 7 is Harmony of the Quill Cat. Oh god, okay. This is another spell that takes way too long to perform, and what makes this spell even more awkward is the voice actress who's playing Musa tries to sing Elisa Rosselli's introduction notes from Tynix, and it sounds horrible. I don't think I've ever cringed this hard when watching Winx before. However, at least Musa only performs this spell once, so I placed it above Melody of Fairies. Number 6 is Pure Harmony. Again, for the 100th time, I don't really care for the Sophix powers. I could give it some points because I think the spell is alright and it looks pretty decent, but other than that, it's nothing special. Number 5 is Ultrasonic Wave. I I really like the idea of using echolocation to find Bloom, but when Musa uses this spell, she squeezes herself so hard that she sounds like she's trying to push out a turd on the toilet, which makes me wonder what exactly the director told Musa's voice actress to do in this scene. Number 4 is Bright Heart. This spell only ended up so high on this list because most of Musa's special spells are really awful. However, I don't even really understand the purpose of Bright Heart. I guess it's supposed to make a person believe they can change, but that's such a bad and vague explanation. I'm just still really confused. Number 3 is Soundstream, Power of Words. I don't think that overall this special spell is that interesting to look at, but the idea of making an inanimate object have the ability to speak is pretty awesome. Like, I'd probably use it to talk to the dolls in my room because I have no friends. Number 2 is Voice of Cyrenix. Like I've already said earlier in this video, I love the idea of Musa using her voice in her spells. However, I don't particularly like the song Return to Me, and it feels a bit awkward to hear Musa sing it. I don't think Musa matches this singer at all. Also, Musa uses this spell in the movie without the song, and it's such an awkward scene. Was Elisa Rosselli unavailable that week? Number 1 is Power of Harmony. So Power of Harmony is a little bit of a cheat because harmony in this case doesn't refer to music. However, I think this is such a powerful and interesting spell. Musa can essentially use it to calm everyone down, and that's super awesome. But I suppose it's not a super effective spell as it calms both the Winx and the Trix, which really wouldn't be useful in a battle. If you liked this video today and want to see more content in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you soon. Bye!